Hello, in today's videos we're going to talk about how to find the zeros of a function and to figure out the multiplicity of each zero. For our problems to start, you have a function. This one's already factored for you, so you're going to go ahead and just set the whole thing equal to 0. And then I'm going to break it up and set each part equal to 0. So I'm going to use the first part, 2x equals 0, and then the second one, x plus 3 equals 0, and then the last one, x minus 4 equals 0. Now technically if you want, you can write the squared and to the power of the fifth, but those don't really matter because when we're trying to undo that, we're just going to end up taking like the square root of one side and the square root of the other. So you'd have x plus 3 equals the square root of 0, which is just 0. So if you don't want to write those, you do not have to. You can just leave it as whatever's on the inside. We're going to solve each of our equations, so we want to get x by itself. So for my first one, we're going to divide both sides by 2. And when we do that, we get x equals 0, and that's going to be my first 0. Now, in order to figure out the multiplicity, I want to look at what exponent is on that factor. This one has x to the power of 1, so really my multiplicity of this one is going to be 1. So I'm going to say it's a multiplicity of 1. For my second one, we have x plus 3 equals 0, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides. When we do that, we get x equals negative 3, and that's going to be my 0. And if I look back at the top, we have a 2 as our exponent, which means my factor shows up twice, so it's going to have a multiplicity of 2. And then my last one, we have x minus 4. We're going to go ahead and add 4 to both sides. When we do that, we get x equals 4. That's going to be my 0. Up here, we have our 5 as our exponent, so that one has a multiplicity of 5. And those would be your final answers for the first problem. All right, for our second one, we have f of x equals 3x cubed plus 2x squared, and we need to find our zeros and figure out our multiplicity. The first thing I'm going to look for when I do these problems is a GCF. Is there a number I can take out of each of those terms? I noticed that they both have x's. This one has x squared and this one has x cubed. So I can take an x squared out. So out front we're going to have x squared. I can't take out a number because I can't divide 3 and 2 by anything bigger than 1. So my GCF is going to be x squared, so it goes out front, and then we're going to divide both my terms by x squared. When I do that, my first term becomes 3x. Remember, you just subtract your exponents, so I did 3 minus 2, gave me a 1 here. For my second one, my x squareds are going to cancel, and we're just left with plus 2. Again, once it's factored, we're trying to find our zeros, so we're going to go ahead and set it equal to 0. And when I do that, we have x squared equals 0 and 3x plus 2 equals 0. And from here, we're solving for x. So for x squared, we're just going to go ahead and take the square root of both sides. When I do that, we get x equals 0, and that'll be my 0. And we have to figure out multiplicity. I'm going to abbreviate to mult. Notice my exponent here was 2, so my multiplicity is going to be 2. For my second factor, we had 3x plus 2, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2 from both sides. And when I do that, my 2's cancel. We're left with 3x equals negative 2. And then to get rid of my 3, we'll divide both sides by 3. And my final answer will be x equals negative 2 over 3. And you can just go ahead and leave it as a fraction. For that one, my multiplicity is 1 because the exponent on this was a 1 on the outside. All right, for my third problem, we have f of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now, remember the first thing I want to check for is a GCF. Then once I look for a GCF, we're going to say is a equal to 1 or is a greater than 1. So for this one, I notice I can't take an x out because the 4 doesn't have an x. I have a 1 in front of x squared, so there's not a number I can take out of each of these that's bigger than 1. Remember, if I have a quadratic function, it's like ax squared plus bx plus c. So for this one, my a value equals 1, and that tells me I can use the x method. So to do that, we're going to set up our little x. Remember, on the top, we want what it multiplies to, on the bottom, what it adds. And on the top, we're going to put the last number, c. So we want something that multiplies to 4. On the bottom, we want something that adds to b, which is -4. So I'm looking for two numbers that when I multiply them, I get 4, and when I add them, I get -4. Well, I know my factors of 4 are 1, 4, and 2 and 2. So I'm going to use 2 and 2. But if I do 2 plus 2, and they're both positive, then I get a +4. But if I do -2 plus -2, then I'll get a -4. And if I do -2 times -2, I get a +4. So these both need to be negative. That means that my function is going to be f of x equals x minus 2 times x minus 2. Now, if I wanted, I could rewrite this. This is the same thing as x minus 2 squared, because there's 2 of them. That tells me the multiplicity of my 0 is going to be 2, and I need to set x minus 2 equal to 0 to find the 0. Again, we're solving for x, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 to both sides. When I do that, we get x equals 2. And then remember, there were 2 of these. So for this one, my multiplicity is also going to be 2. And that's your final answer. All right, in my list of things that I need to look for, we're going to start with a GCF. And then remember, the second thing is a equal to 1 or a greater than 1. So for this one, we have 6x squared minus x minus 1. The 1 doesn't have an x, so I can't divide everything by x. Also, 1 is my smallest number, so there's not a bigger number that will go into all of them. So we don't have a GCF. Remember, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So for this one, my a value is 6, which is greater than 1. So we're going to do a greater than 1, which means I need to use slide and divide. Remember, when I slide and divide, I want to take that number out front, the 6, and I'm going to slide it all the way to my c value, and then we're going to multiply. So we're going to multiply that one by 6. When I do that, I get x squared minus x minus 6. And we can set up the x method from here. Remember, on top, we have the number that we want to multiply to, which is going to be -6, our c value. On the bottom, we have our b, which is what we want to add to. Remember, there's a little -1 in front of your x, so we have -1. And we're looking for something that multiplies to 6, -6, and adds to -1. Well, I know two factors of 6 are 3 and 2. And I know if I do -3 plus 2, I get a -1. Before I put my factors back, remember you have to divide both of them by whatever your slid. So we're going to divide by 6. We're going to divide by 6. These ones are a little funny because you have to simplify them. I can't divide 2 by 6 evenly, but I can divide 2 by 6, or I can divide 2 by 2, and I can divide 6 by 2. And when I do that, I get 1 over 3. So that's going to be the factor that I use. On the other side, we have -3 over 6. I know I can divide both of those by 3. And when I do that, I get -1 over 2. So this is going to be my second factor. Again, I'm going to rewrite my original problem now. So we have f of x equals x minus 1 over 2 and x plus 1 over 3. Again, we have to undo our sliding, so we're going to take the 2 and put it out in front of the x. We'll take the 3 and we'll put it out in front of the x. We're left with 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 1. Now notice these are two different factors. They each have our exponent of 1. So once I find my zeros, they're both going to have a multiplicity of 1. So we're going to go ahead and set this equal to 0 and set both parts equal to 0. So 2x minus 1 equals 0. 3x plus 1 equals 0. For my first one, we're going to add 1 to both sides, and we get 2x equals 1. We're going to divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals 1/2. And remember, we already talked about it having a multiplicity of 1. For my second equation, we have 3x plus 1 equals 0. We'll subtract 1 from both sides. We get 3x equals -1. We'll divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals -1/3. And for this one, remember, you have a multiplicity of 1. And that is your final answer. All right, we have one final problem. Again, remember, we're looking for a GCF. Oof. And then we're going to look for a equals 1 or a greater than 1. So for my problem, we have f of x equals 8x to the 4th plus 8x cubed plus 2x squared. So my number out front, I notice the smallest one is 2, and I notice I can divide 8 by 2 and I can divide 8 by 2. So the first part of my GCF is going to be 2. And then I notice I have x to the 4th, x cubed, and x squared. So we're going to want to take the smallest exponent there. So 2x squared is going to be my GCF. Remember, I want to divide each of my terms by this. And that will give me what's left over in my parentheses. When I do 8 divided by 2, I get 4. X to the 4th divided by x squared is just x squared. Remember, you're subtracting your exponents, so I did 4 minus 2. 8 divided by 2 again gives me 4. X cubed divided by x squared is just x. And then it's going to be plus 1 because we have 2x squared divided by 2x squared. Now, I need to check and make sure that I can't still factor that. So I noticed for that one, we have an a value, ax squared plus bx plus c, and my a is greater than 1. So remember, if a is greater than 1, you're going to slide and divide. So for this one, I want to take the 4, and I'm going to slide it all the way to the 1. Before I go anywhere, I'm going to underline my GCF because I need to remember that at the very end. So when I slide my 4, we're going to get x squared plus 4x plus 4, because remember, I'm doing 1 times 4. Now you can set up your x method. So I'm looking for something that multiplies to 4 and adds to 4. I know my factors of 4. There's 2 times 2, which also 2 plus 2 equals 4. Before you put your factors back, please remember to divide both sides by whatever you slid. So divide by 4, divide by 4. Again, this is another weird one where I can divide the top and the bottom by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. When I do that, I get 1 over 2. And when I do that, I get 1 over 2. Now I'll rewrite my statement. Remember, we have that 2x squared out front still, times x plus 1/2, and then x plus 1/2. Notice we have x plus 1/2 twice, so that means that my new 0 is going to have a multiplicity of 2. Remember, you need to take the 2's and put them out front. So this statement is really 2x squared times 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1. And again, if I want, I can rewrite this as 2x squared times 2x plus 1 squared. For my first 0, we have 2x squared equals 0. I'll divide both sides by 2. I get x equals 0, x squared, excuse me. I'll take the square root of both sides, and we get x equals 0. And remember, we had that 2 as our exponent, so this is going to have a multiplicity of 2. And then for my second one, we had 2x plus 1 equals 0. We'll go ahead and subtract 1 from both sides. We get 2x equals -1. We'll divide both sides by 2. And that gives me x equals -1/2. Again, we had 2 of those, so our multiplicity is going to be 2. All right, that is how you find your zeros and your multiplicity. If you're having trouble factoring, please go back and watch those factoring videos from last week. They're linked on your slide. If you need help or you have questions, please let your teachers know. And thank you for watching.